happy July. Welcome back to a whole new month of live stream scrapbooking. We've got a brand new kit to cut into, and we've got a paper pack that we're going to use across both July and August. And we have a new shopping list that's just topping up some things to add into that. So let's have a quick look at the supplies we're going to use, and I'll tell you a little bit about this month's kit and next month's kit. As far as the page we're going to make today, I've got 2 4x6 portraits, and I'm going to be talking about how I will extend that to a facing pocket page for a whole bunch of extra photos that I haven't printed yet, but I know are going to exist there in the album. So for those of you who have a whole bunch of photos that you want to get into your book and you're not sure how to mix in the 12x12 scrapbooking with that, let's have a little chat before we go today. Right, let's get to the desk. So we have this is the paper pack that we are using for both July and August. So it is the Vicky B Flower Emporium, which is her first collection with 49 at Market. And that means the paper quality is amazing. This is the starters paper pack. You get a bonus here because they print the marketing sheet on proper paper. So you get this lovely peachy stripe pattern. And then we're going to have all of these. Some of them go together to form double pages. I don't think I'm going to use any of them that way, but I'm going to show you that you can. Okay, so we have one here, green on this side. We've got a nice little collaged starburst with a blue inky one. Nice little 1/3, 2/3 composition here. Peach on the back of this one. Also, nice branding strips, by the way. We've got notebook paper so far, hearts, green, kind of watercolor stripe, grid with a floral, or blue stencil dots with text, collage branding strip there, pink ledger, and a bit more of that grid over here. Butterflies on a brown grid, a crafty grid here, or this lovely splash of orange plus some butterflies at the bottom. Half and half composition. What? We could do the same thing without needing 2 pieces of paper. Or you could cut it apart and make 2 6x12s. Or you could cut it apart and add it to different papers to make 2 different half and half layouts. The possibilities, they're very exciting. Or grid with flowers on the other side. Got some stitch texture at the bottom. 3x4 cut apart with plenty that we can write on. This has been a problem with some of the cut aparts lately, is that you get a whole cut apart, but you don't get anything to write on, or you get one token piece to write on. I need more places to write. So here we go. Also orange tonal dot with lots of good texture, little scroll pieces at the bottom. And then more journaling cards, but this time in 4x6, a mix of portrait and landscape, and plenty of them that can go either direction. So these 2 need to go landscape. This one needs to go portrait. These 3 could go either way. Or a whole big sheet of blue ledger. Tags that you can cut apart, you can write on. Or on this side, they have squares. So don't be overzealous and go, I'm going to cut this and cut the whole thing and cut the edges without remembering that this side, they have square edges rather than the snipped off triangles. Okay, so you can cut it, but then, because they do line up, but don't cut the corners until you know which one you want. Okay, so that paper pack is the core that we're going to be working with for both July and August. So when you go to the August shopping list, which is there now, it's moved down the list to the bottom, and I've put the new stuff at the top, but it's still there. So if you didn't buy it for this month, you can still find it, and you can use some this month, some next month, some whenever you want. There's no pressure here. We don't do that, okay? But I just want to make sure that you're aware so you don't actually accidentally buy 2 packs. If you absolutely love it, by all means, buy 2. But you don't need to. I've only got 1, okay? So I'm not pushing this as like you need 1 for each month. That's not the deal. I do have then a nice, bright, colorful background pack from Doodlebug this month too, which would be optional. You may have lots of single color prints in your stash that you are working through in terms of layering pieces. And if so, that's great. But I tend to add one at least every month, at least every second month, if not every month, because these are the pieces that I go through really quickly, and I don't have extra of them in my stash. I have lots of paper in my stash, but this sort of stuff gets used as soon as I get it. So there we go. So I've topped up, and that is the Berry Sweet collection. Then here are the other bits that are in our kit for this month. Now this was a freebie last month on order day, and I didn't even realize when I ordered it that it was Disney themed. But if you do get this, it's not today's freebie, but if you have this and you were like, oh, it's Disney themed, do take care, because most of them, the B side is not Disney themed. So like this one has Mickey heads, this one does not. That's just stars, stripes. This one does have a Mickey head in the checkerboard here. This one is just beautiful ombre background, or colored blend background with stars, no Mickey heads there. Solid, fireworks, no Mickey shaped fireworks, just normal ones. Blue, solid, black and white. Yeah, so there's only just that one where both sides are Mickey heads. Cool. So that was the freebie, so we might use some of that, but then these were the things that were actually on my shopping list. So we've got this pack of, puffy stickers. I started to say thickers, but this is 49 Market, so this is not thickers. But, you know, puffy dimensional stickers. They're just from 49 Market instead of Vicki was previously with American Crafts. Right, so lots of handwritten sentiments from Vicki there, plus some leaves and stars and things like that, and lovely little loopy pieces and arrows to fill in the gaps and balance the bigger words. A pack of a gazillion tiny enamel dots from a brand I haven't used before. This is Violet Studio, so we're going to give them a run this month and see what we all think. Then the additional papers, Simple Stories, Crafty Babe, to have a bright color stripe in here. And then a few from Simple Stories Sunny Days, which looks lovely with Vicki's collage stuff because it's got color, but it also has a certain amount of collage as well. So we've got this one with the ice creams. Should have taken a picture of us with our ice cream yesterday. We've got swimming gear, but if you don't do swimming, then you've got this lovely pink tonal dot that's going to be nice and easy to use. Lovely sunburst here. Orange dot on the B side there. Then this one is also Crafty Babe, and it's in here totally for the Polaroid cameras. But the other things there are craft supplies, obviously. Pink dot on the back. One to totally indulge myself. It's roller skates, and they even come in rusty color. This is going to be useful today. So that's from Echo Park Summer Break. If you don't have roller skates in your summer holidays, then they have a tonal dot on the back. Easy. We've got, I think that's not actually in the kit. I just added that. Sorry, that's not kit. This one from Happy Travels. Blue with a peach ledger here. Back to Sunny Days and their journaling elements. Floral on the back there. Sunny Days, nice little dot with multicolored green stripe here. Echo Park, sunny clouds and stars. And then the, sorry, there's one more piece of paper. A floral from Sunny Days. Also lovely mix to the Vicki papers, this ledger with a polka dot. And then the stickers from Sunny Days. Okay. But also, I have one thing I have to admit now, and we all have to just share in my embarrassment. You know, my plan that this year, every single month would have a wood grain paper to do a wood grain background layout. I thought one of these was wood grain, and as you can see when we flip through, none of them are. So which one did I think was? I'm not sure, but I know I have a little checklist when I do the kit, and I checked it off. I'm not sure. So the nice bit is we had 2 wood grains in last month, and I used one of them. So I think I will, at some point in this month, just pull that wood grain in, and we'll do a wood grain. That was the, well, it's this one, but I have a whole sheet too. I'd cut into it. I'll do a layout with this one from Live the Dream, because we had 2 wood grains in the June kit. Okay, so that's where we stand. We're going to use this kit, this paper pack here across 2 months, and then there's extras added. So on the shopping list right now, things you need to know. One, you don't need to buy a second Flower Emporium pack. And if you didn't buy it for this month and you want it for next month, sorry, I'm talking to this camera, not that camera. Whoops. Yeah, if you wanted to buy it and you didn't buy it for this month, it's still available in the shop. It's still there on the shopping list. It's just further down. Okay. Then what is on the August shopping list? Some things to top it up. I went ahead and put the bracelet stamp set on because it's back. We had enough stock to make that happen. And also the paper repack, because both of those, when the Live the Dream kit went live, the June kit, they didn't have enough of those to make it possible to put in the kit, but they've restocked. I didn't even know restocking was going to be a thing, so that's fabulous. So we'll go with that. I did also add in the one paper that they didn't get from Live the Dream, which has the Ferris wheels and things like that. So earlier when we had Live the Dream in the kit, they didn't have that one, but now they do, so I've added that. There are, I believe, 3 pattern papers that I have a travel theme for those of you who will be doing some traveling over July/August. If that's not you, you can totally leave those off. Easy? But I was having a look and I thought it looked like stuff that, and colors and motifs that if you were only doing a road trip, or you were only doing an airplane trip, or you were only doing a little camping weekend or whatever, I thought there was enough there that you could still get your money's worth from using it. Yes, there's a couple airplanes, but they'd have B-sides, and you could just, wherever the plane sort of stuff was, you could use the other side for a road trip and vice versa. So I just did 3. Anything else that needs any sort of explanation on the kit? I think we're okay. Other than that, I shall just double check. There is a wood grain. There are some colorful butterflies. Oh, the other thing from Live the Dream that is in stock now that wasn't before is the foam stickers. So I went ahead and added those too. And then we've got a journaling set from Flower Emporium. Okay, don't forget to add your freebies and your discount code. If you're ordering today, you get 10% off your order with the code SANTA. And there's at least 3 freebies. Depending on how much you spend, you may have all sorts of different options. Okay? Right. While I'm here, I better do my speech then. Hi! I'm Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my #advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, coming back to craft, picking up a new craft. You are all cool here. You can find links to all the stuff you'll need in the description box. That includes the supplies I use here, the supplies that are in my collection. So my most recent collection is called Live the Dream, but you can also find in stock places you will find Reasons to Smile and Main Character Energy. Those are all relatively current, and you'll find bits and pieces of those in scrapbooking stores. You can also find links to the classes I teach, my son's workbook on how to journal about kids, and where you can find the Facebook group, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. All right, any other questions, ask in the comments, and I will help you out any way I can. Let's scrap. Boop. And let's have some photos. They're here. All right. Now, I've just realized I may have done something silly. Okay. Georgia says YouTube is bullying her. I think I can see how far you are you off. Oh, okay. Georgia, you should have a crown now. It gives everybody a score. Like, I don't think I can alter it, but as you participate, then you get bigger crowns. Yep, so Georgia has chatted the most, and now she has the #1 crown because she got points for everything she said. This is hysterical. In case you're wondering what on earth we're talking about, in the live chat, YouTube has added something new this week where you get points based on how much you talk, and then it displays a little crown to give you an award of like your queen of the chat. So Georgia is currently the #1 queen of the chat. Right. Now, I'm going to do these. So This is WB backstage at his last show. This is Jeevan, who returned to play Rusty. I've got one of them like literally at side of stage and one of them in one of the dressing rooms, and I'm going to put them together to scrapbook the lovely story about Jeevan's return to the show, which happened to coincide with WB finishing his run. So I think for our Rusty train, we need that paper that has a big orange splash. This one. Yeah. Also, before I do that, let us have a quick look before I pop this away. I said I'd show you the double pages even though I'm not planning to use them that way. So the double pages are, you can do that. Those backgrounds are the same color. Then we've also got, not this one, which has another grid with flowers like that so that you can frame the whole thing. And then the one with the shop. This one, which has, is that? No, it's one with flowers. Hold on. Although those two worked quite well together too. Is it here? No, where have I put it? Well, we're using that one there. Hold on, there is one more. I just haven't seen where I put it. Those doubles. This, okay. So the shop one goes with this one. Yeah? So there you go. There's 3 double pages like made for you in that paperback. There we go. All right. So we need Rusty and we need to work out what's the rest of this color scheme going to be. And this one is not a super straight line, so I'm going to cut it from the other side so that we can see exactly where that edge is, because the branding strip on the other side is a brush stroke. There we go. So we've got those butterflies. Yep, that works perfectly at the bottom there. And let's get that all squared up. Are we in the right place? Yeah. Let's start with the layering pack to see about colors, because, oh, we don't have an orange in here. I might like that yellow grid there. And then I'm going to go back to the Wiki paper. Ah, Sophia is ready for her summer holiday break. Summer holidays at her house start today. Amazing. Oh, Georgia, bless you. How are you feeling about that now that you have an official piece of paper to tell you this is how your brain is working? All right, we want, so I think we've got some orangey elements in here that are going to come in the accents. Let's look. I think we might bring in the big blue dot, possibly. And of course, that the best color match for everything is the back of the cut aparts. So I might choose a row or something, but also I need my roller skate paper. So we're going to find that. Okay. roller skate paper. That also brings in the bright blue and has an orange in it. Okay, let's start here. And cut apart wise. Okay. All right, let's move some stuff off the desk and start putting things in a spot where I can actually see what's useful. Okay. Little bend and snap. Do 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 do. All right. Now, why do we have one in black and white? Because this is backstage in like side of stage, so it's super duper dark. But when I turned it into black and white, it looks beautiful because the lights on Rusty's costume just kind of illuminated them. So it just looks gorgeous in black and white. So I am running with what looks good and not thinking about it any more than that. Yes, that's the little one is my son. Yeah. All right, so we got roller skate paper, we got blue paper. Now, I was thinking we start with this lighter color here. Do I want to go that light? Or do I want to put the blue right next to it? That's nicer. Okay, blue. So we are going to mat these. So yep, he did, it is almost a year, it's a year in a couple weeks since he finished on Les Mis. He finished near the end of July, 2024 on Les Mis. And then end of June 2025, he finished at Starlight Express. So I think, do I want the same one on both? No, I'm going to alternate. Okay. Yeah, so on this, so he did 75 performances on Les Mis and 55.5 on Starlight. Oh, I don't know why I need that. Oh my goodness, you're kidding me. Joanne, that's hilarious. Who said such a nice thing? Because my nails are very hit and miss, and if you've been around a while, you know it. When they're not polished underneath, they're so not pretty. But I have for a it was Petite Mint. Thank you. For a while now, I've been really trying to be a bit more kind to my nails, and that combined with when I was in the States, my aunt took me to her nail lady, and I didn't have anything fancy. I just had a nice simple manicure where, you know, with the extra hand care and sort out all the edges of your nails and stuff like that. And after that manicure, and I have been using the strengthener, and I make sure I give my nails a whole day off of polish every week. And I've not done gel. I've definitely not done gel for a year. I've never done gel. Gel is the word I was trying to say. Gel polish. I haven't done gel nails for like a year now, because they were really wrecking my nails underneath. And they are much stronger. But after the manicure, I've never had them grow so long that you had to take them back because they were longer than I wanted. I normally I have cracked nails really short, and then I'm just trying to make them all match. Does that make sense? And so I don't know what magic the nail lady did, but I would highly recommend her if you're in the Johnson County, Kansas City area. She was great, and my nails have never been better. She's in that same strip mall as the Target at 119th. I can give you her name, not off the top of my head, but I can find out her name if anybody seriously would like to know, because she was great and my nails had never been better. Right. Why do I love blue, Yoo-hoo? Well, his costume is blue, so that's why I wanted to use blue here. But there isn't really a color that I don't love, other than I'm not big on a lot of brown in my pages. So that's why Vicki has a fair bit of brown, but she also has a lot of rainbow colors, so I can add in my extra splashes of color. If I'm not understanding your question right, please feel free to ask again. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that we do a little overlapping like this, and I want to layer some paper in there too, but I don't want to layer so much that I lose all that ink in the background, because with 2 4x6 photos, it's very easy to do. Our lovely lady on the Facebook group who just printed 800 4x6 photos to come back to the game. She hadn't been scrapbooking for 5 or 6 years, and she's just printed 800 4x6 photos. And then she's having trouble finding inspiration that could actually help her get through a lot of 4x6 photos. And you're going to be able to do it, but don't order more 4x6s, because if you adjust to include quite a few photos at a smaller size, you're going to have a lot more freedom in getting more layouts on the page. But I'm going to show you what I'll add to this, so that I have then a photo heavy pocket page next to this with just 2 photos. Okay, so some more layers, but not so many that everything disappears. And part of that needs to be roller skates. Okay. So maybe we do a torn piece of top here. Christina has never done a page with both a color and a black and white photo. I actually really love it, and I don't think to do it very often, but I like it. Okay, so I'm thinking that, and I'm just going to randomly cut a certain amount because it's just tucking in. All right. Let's straighten that edge. Okay. Brown ink on my edges. Auntie Caffeine says that's her problem. She has hundreds of 4x6s from the past 4 decades, but she likes smaller now. And I mean, 4x6 is where my heart lies. And 2 4x6s on a 12x12 is my favorite composition, like in amount of photos versus other stuff. I love that much. Now, also, I would love that much of the paper to show, but then you can't tell it's roller skates. So we have to go with more than that. I got to pull it down enough that we can tell it's roller skates. Cool. The other question is, would it have been better at the side? I mean, obviously now it's going the wrong direction, but no, you can get more layering to the side, but I prefer it at the top. Okay, so we're going to have that. Let's look at these cut aparts. So the various cut aparts I've got in this kit, I have that one and this one and the 4x6, but that's not going to work here. So let's just look at the little ones. An ampersand, I can do that with my title in order to do Rusty and control and Rusty, whatever it is. I can use that as the and. Yoo-hoo, I'm losing you. I don't ever know what you're referencing when you say things that are like really bold, and I'm like, what? In reference to what? I need more context, please. So we'll work out where that can go. And then is there a row that I'm less likely to use? Yeah, what if I took these 3 here? Then I could keep the blue. Christina does a mix of 4x6 and 3x4, which is what I do as well now. And if you have a 4x6 photo printer, that is relatively easy. They have updated the selfie app, the selfie print app. Again, I'm still confused. But anyway, moving on. Hi, Nikki. So then we've got this orange that could come in. Now this could work at the sides. So let's do, oh, that is the weirdest line I've ever cut in the history of my life. There we go. Here we are. Yes, Christina, how is everything at your house? So put those in at the sides and make it look like one big piece of paper. I think we're good. Okay, let's start sticking. So tip number 1, trying to cram more 4x6 photos in, overlap a little bit. The white borders helps because I'm not actually losing the photo, I'm just losing the border. Like his hand is actually cropped out here. So we're just doing that. Backstage photos are not taken by me. So do not ever be like, you could have composed that better. I'm grateful for whatever I get backstage. I'm super duper grateful. I love it. Right, so we've got that. I'm going to take this and go behind there. Take the other one to the other side, same place. That comes across in line with the top of that photo almost. Oops. Okay. And then this can all get stuck to the background. And if we go up, we get more ink at the bottom, but also more space to work in a title and stuff. So that's where we're going to go. I'm going to take this center line and put it in the middle. Now, could I go on this corner and use the ampersand without losing that? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Nikki, I haven't done the ephemera for that yet, but that doesn't mean that I have forgotten or anything. Ephemera wouldn't come in what I would do in that first wave of 12 by 12 pages. It will come when I get to my album building stage of putting all the photos that I haven't put on 12 by 12s into pockets and adding pockets to go with all that. Okay. Do we think it sounds better to do Control and Rusty? They are in that order in both photos. So Control and Rusty, I think. Right, I want my nice bright blue letters. You know, the ones that were supposed to be navy, but moving on. For that. Oh, but that's my unopened package. I don't need the unopened package. Let's find an opened package. And we could even go, let's see if I have the right letters. I wonder if I can spell Rusty in those old gold circles that are from way back in my first collection. It might be possible. Now, where would the blue ones be? Where are you hiding? Oh, glad you're back home. But yeah, babies and fevers are scary and not fun. R-U-S-T-Y. Okay, but these are ancient. They're as old as WB. So although they do feel sticky, I'm going to put more glue on them. Christina, I will just send you many well wishes for that baby of yours, but also know that this one was in and out of hospital tiny, and I had all of the midwives and health visitors telling me things that were very scary. And look at him now. He's healthy, strong little dude. I mean, he's not tall, but other than that, that part he gets from me. So it does get better, and I will manifest all that getting better for your baby too. Not sure if I might have liked this better with them spaced out, but there's not a lot of space on this side of the ampersand, so we're going with all stuck together. Okay. Now, but I need the blue ones. Where are those blue letters? Oh, while I'm looking for letter stickers, I just wanted to say, I've not been putting alphas in the kits consistently lately. Part of that is because there's never an alpha that has enough inventory to make it work. Like if something has like 15, there's no sense in me putting it in the kit. It will just create people who look and go, well, they don't have that, so I'm not going to order anything. And I think this means there's a two-pronged thing happening. If there's not a lot of stock in it, that usually means it's not something that sells very well. Or because if it was one alpha that I really want and it has sold out quickly because we all bought it, that's one thing. But when there's no alphas across the whole shop that have good inventory, like big enough numbers, then that makes me think that we are... we're just, as an industry, we're not buying a lot of alpha stickers right now. I think that's probably paired with the realization that we have lots of alpha stickers in our stash. So I'm kind of using that idea that we just work with it and work through what we already have while I quietly campaign for more letter sticker options because I still love them. Is that a fair enough strategy to have? We'll see, we'll see. I'm going to look in one place here for the blue letters because I would really like them. But I've found all the other colors. I've got holographic, I've got purple, but I don't have the royal blue. Where have I put the royal blue? Not there, that's gold. You know, if I open that full pack, I will find them straight away, won't I? Because that's how it works. Okay. But, yeah, let's just do it. All right. Not here or anything. No, they wouldn't be there. But I was just checking. Okay. That's a funny question because where did I just put that brand new pack? I put it away where it should be. That's what I did. Okay. I'll look through the existing colors one more time just in case I slipped right over it, but no, that's all not blue. That's colors that are not blue. Let's have blue. Yeah, Georgia says she's been buying the phrases more than the alphas. Kelly agrees. Jean points out, yes, we also have ways to cut our own alphas now. Yeah. So all of these different things have meant I'm not putting a whole alpha in the kit every month. But please, by all means, if you're looking at your own stash and thinking, yeah, I really wish I had some alpha stickers, go have a look, because it's not that there's nothing there. It's just there's nothing where there's a good number of one so we could all have the same. But, you know, if you look and you go, oh, I have no pink letter stickers, I have no orange letter stickers, no green, then just go search for green letter stickers, see what comes up, and add the one you like. Pop it on your order. Yeah, it'll work. That T is wonky. Straighten it out. It's better. Okay, like that. What do we think? What do we think? Auntie Caffeine says she can always use alpha stickers. She goes through them like they're going out of style. Yeah, I love that. Love, love, love my alphas. Joanna has lots of alpha stamps that she doesn't use enough. We do have that set of stamps that we had in the kit just a couple kits back. So we have these too. I might just keep them on my desk. Right, we can put these away too. All right. So I've got some lettering in place. Let's have a look at that big sticker sheet next. And the thickers. They're not thickers. Puffy stickers, sorry. Me says, can you share the link to WB's book again? Yeah, it's in the description box. It says WB's writing workbook. That's the one. It's $6. And it's an instant download. You don't have to wait for me to do anything. Right. So let's have a look. We're going to have... Now, is everybody's like this? Do you have the tiny lines on here? I don't think that was supposed to happen. So I'm going to ink it before I cut it off and see if inking is enough to make them not be visible. Okay, I'm just going to take one side off. The other one will be tucked in. So we're good. Okay. And kind of like the idea of bringing in the floral, but I've only then got just that red and that pink, so maybe not. Dun, 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 dun. Definitely have that one. Maybe the blue one too. Found it? No problem. Christina likes the Color Vibe stickers. That's a sticker book that's lots of different styles in a limited color palette so that you can make it work with lots of things. Yeah, the Color Vibe. They are thinner sticker stock, but you get a lot of letters. And they even do one that's all wood grains. By the way, Christmas collection's starting to appear. What are we thinking? Anybody seen their favorite yet? So I think I'm going to go with this orange color and this blue from the sticker sheet and see how we make that work. Dun, 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 dun. And I could put the blue scrolly piece up here because I've got scroll and phrase, scroll, phrase. Just repeat what we've already done. So the story here is that WB started with the original cast of this revival. Now, the original cast ever is, 40 years ago. But this revival is a big change of how it's staged. And so that revival has its own original cast. Make sense? So the year one cast. Autumn is not buying any more Christmas stash. No, ma'am, not going to do it. You're hilarious. So this young man, Jeevan, he was Rusty in that year one cast, in the original cast of the London revival. But WB went a few weeks later than the adult cast did. So they'd had their last show, they'd taken their final bow, and WB still had a handful of shows left with the year two cast, who were brand new. And that included a new Rusty. But unfortunately, WB's first show with them, I'm watching, and Rusty took a terrible tumble on the ramp and has hurt himself and isn't going to be back long enough. So they put the first cover on, who's great. He's been there for the whole first year. And he's fabulous. But when they realized that it's going to be longer term, they needed to bring in another Rusty into the house. And so they asked the year one guy to come back. And that's this guy. So WB got to do his last show with what he considers to be his Rusty, because they did the whole contract together, and it was only going to be a couple shows that he did with the new guy, who's called Gavin. And so, although very sad to lose an actor in the first cast to injury so quickly, and we wish him very well and hope that he's getting stronger and stronger, it was also a really special treat to WB in order to have that last show with somebody that he had worked as a team for so many shows. Make sense? In telling you that, I'm realizing I clearly need to get my words thought out before I start writing it, because that was kind of messy storytelling there. But there we go. That's the idea that I'm going behind, and why I wanted to put just those two photos of them together here. Make sense? Right. What else we got? I could do this one. And this one. So we got another orange, another blue. And then we can do some confetti pieces. Got just enough smidgen of this to know that it's roller skates. Fabulous. What else do we want to put on here? So I can add in a little bit of red confetti to match this costume. And I've got red dots here. Perfect. I love this. Liz is trying not to look at the Christmas collections because she has lots from past years that she must use, but she also keeps seeing adverts for the new ones, so it's hard not to be tempted. I really enjoy looking at what's new just to see what directions people have gone. I haven't seen the preview for Vicky's Christmas collection yet, no. But I saw Simple Stories stuff was already online when I went to put up the August shopping list. Okay. All right. And in this we have oh, I don't think you need to buy them right now. I just thought it was interesting that they're starting to appear. Right. This C needs to be higher. It's bothering me out of the corner of my eye. Okay. The orange stars. Let's use those with these two little groupings. Ooh, let these air out. Don't keep them in the packaging. Let them air out. They got some fumes going on. And then maybe the last one comes down here. But I still have two of these, so hold on. Maybe that one doesn't go there because you can't really see it. Let's go in a way that we can make everything a bit more visible. Nikki, I have a journaling class called True Stories. So that's where my tips on that sort of stuff lie. But yeah, I definitely do a lot more more of an attempt to do more than just who, what, when, where, why. I don't want it to feel like reading a newspaper report. Is that a great place to start? Yeah. But to me, that's not enjoyable storytelling. But what I will very quickly add to that is your enjoyable storytelling will be different than mine, and there's not a right and a wrong there. Because if there was only one good way to tell a story, we'd all have the same favorite book. So there we are. Joanne, the crown with the number thing is a new YouTube thing to kind of encourage people to chat. So whoever has the one is the queen of the chat because they've chatted the most and got the most points but it's not something I'm doing on purpose. Speaking of new YouTube things, there's something I'm going to try at the end because I don't want to put it in the middle, but I kind of want to try it and see if it works or what it's like. So we're going to try that at the end. It might be like a way to do less intrusive advertising. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to turn it on at the end and we'll have a live chat description of what's happening. Sophia says she follows the advice Shimelle has given in classes before. Imagine you were showing the photo to someone. What would you want them to know, to notice, and the context? Yeah, so in that, I know that getting my words out was a bit messy, but I had important things that I wanted to tell you, like who this is, what characters they're playing, the context of this person left the cast and then came back, the context of this being his last show. Kirsty also raises a really interesting point that if you don't notice this when I'm scrapbooking, you need to know, which is, Kirsty says, you'll never fit your whole story in this little journaling spot. I have no intention of fitting the story in that little journaling spot. Okay. So little journaling spots to me are places to put names, dates, locations. Yeah. That's not where the story is going. I have all this open space. And remember, I've already said I have a facing page that's planned. So I got room to write. Also, this design, if you wanted to make all of this a pocket, so you glue all the layers together, but then your adhesive to the background is just here, 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 you could take journaling paper and put it in that pocket if you've got a really big story. And a lot of my layering blocks work like that, so that if you want to write down lots, you can just write it on normal paper, fold it in half, put it in there. It all counts. So don't use, like, don't look at a sketch and go, oh, it just has room for a little label, so that's all I'm going to write. Don't do that. That's cheating. Don't use a sketch or somebody else's page as an excuse to be like, oh, they didn't do that, so I'm not going to, even though I want to. Liz said she got an ad when she tuned in today. Now, I didn't realize it was going to do that, and I thought I clicked to not do that, so that's interesting. But okay. Hopefully, like, if it starts doing lots of them, please do let me know, because I had it set so that at the end I could trial something where I say, now let's try it, like, manually. And I turned off all automated advertising, because YouTube, if you say, yeah, just put in advertising whenever you want, because my videos are long, it just bombards them. It'll put like 8 ad breaks in. I'm like, no, 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 no. What do you think this is, an American sitcom? No, we're not doing that. Anyway. Autumn says, you should tell the newbies about Journal Your Christmas so they know what is coming. Do I have newbies here? So Journal Your Christmas is a class that I have run for 20 years now, every December, where you get a journaling prompt every day, or you can go back in the archives even now and have lots of journaling prompts about Christmas to help you create either a whole book, if you want to do a whole book in a year, or a set of Christmas scrapbook pages that you then can add to year on, year out. There's lots of different options, but it's a big thing in my world. It's probably the busiest time of year because we all do a lot of Christmassy stuff. So hence why I always have an early eye on the Christmas supplies, because there's videos of me making my album and all that sort of stuff too. Cool. Right. Sophia says choosing choosing a background paper you can write on is super helpful. Thinking about dark pens on light or white pens on dark blue or black can really help it pop. And yeah, so looking at your backgrounds and layering pieces to know where you can add stuff in. Yeah. I'm very proud of you, Queen Georgia, that Georgia was at a retreat at the weekend, and she did more journaling than just the date, name, and the location, which is a big, big step for Georgia. So I am honestly, legitimately very proud, because when Georgia joined us, she was like, no, I'm just here to put stickers and photos together with pretty paper, and I don't pick up a pen very much at all. And then we all realized that our memories fade and we need some context on our layouts so that we go back and go, why was this so important? Why did I use my sparkly best sticker letters? You know? So there we go. Sophia's in shock that Journal Your Christmas has been going for 20 years, but then remembers that WB is 11. Yes, he is. Kirsty would like advice for somebody doing a first trip to Orlando. She's doing Universal and Discovery Cove. I've never done Discovery Cove. It's really not my thing. But Universal, have you already got park tickets and a plan for which parks you're doing which days? And do you have a plan for the fact that you will be walking on the surface of the sun because you're going in 2 weeks? So those are my most important starting points. Do you know which parks you're doing which days? And do you have a plan for the weather? Do not just pack one pair of shoes. You will regret it because your feet will melt. Right. This desperately needs more. What can I put up here? Right. I keep coming back to that kite, but I can't make that fit any sort of theme that's sensible here. Right. I do, by the way, like this kind of reworking of this phrase. We've got bloom from within rather than the very prevalent in scrapbooking, bloom where you're planted. I'm not somebody who bloomed where I planted. I was planted. I had to replant myself somewhere else before I bloomed. So that phrase always gets under my skin a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? Not everybody blooms where they were planted. Sometimes you gotta move around a little bit, and that's okay. So I like this one about bloom from within. Same sort of sentiment, less idea about physicality of where is home. Yeah. Okay. Nikki likes the happy place sticker, the one with the keys. This says happy place right here, and I'm looking for something to go here. So that's why I was looking for different pieces. Da, 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 da. This ring photograph. The black would be so heavy on this, actually. Okay, so maybe we don't do black. Okay, I just realized what I'm going to do. All right, I need a tiny. It says just bloom where you're replanted. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, where you end up is fine. But I was somebody who was not very happy where I was growing up. And so every time I heard the phrase, I was like, ooh. So there we go. Oh, Georgia likes how the fumey puffy stickers smell. You're hilarious. Okay. I am going to do some kind of faded stamping here. So what's this is my lightest orange other than like marigold. Hold on, let's pull out marigold because we might want, marigold is gonna be better. Okay, I was looking at spice marmalade, but no, marigold. Dried marigold. Right, Rusty's big solo. Wow, Rusty has several big solos, but we're gonna do, I'm gonna put this back, don't let me forget. He has a big moment that Control is part of called I Am the Starlight. Oh, I got that stamp cleany thing. Where did I put it? Who knows? We're going to go old school. And then I'll get myself a spot to put my fancy new stamp chamois. Shim got a chamois. It sounds like tap dance step. Right. So I'm going to do I Am the Starlight, and then I'm going to embellish kind of over and around it. Yeah, I definitely didn't need to go any brighter than this. Oh, that's not really where I wanted it, but that's okay. Only a little bit. I'll just do higgledy-piggledy letters to make it work. Oh, don't do that. Oh, phew. It didn't actually stamp. It's fine. Be fearless. Oh, I never thought about that one. Liz says she can't do the expression good vibes only. This one, thankfully, just says good vibes. But Liz says she can't do good vibes only because, nope, life gives her both good and bad vibes, and that's life. True facts. Okay, you remember how I say it's okay to stamp straight on the background or write straight on the background because if you screw up, you can just cover it up. We got to do that now because I was talking and I just skipped out a whole word. So let's put in a little blue label. And then we go again. Okay, don't leave out the word the. I am the Starlight. I want to curl this up so I can take the stamping underneath. And because this is not the title, I'm not trying to make this stamping perfect. So see how I'm quite splotchy and uneven, and yeah, I'm doing that on purpose because here I want the text to be a more subtle element. I've got more of that happening because I've got text as a subtle element back in the background too. Carolyn too would say, it's just an oops, an opportunity presenting suddenly. Cute. An opportunity for more duckies. Right, also, it's going to be wider than I thought. So I'm going to do star and then figure out what's the best way to do light. Because I'm going to run out of space. Liz says, if you're tearing paper and not showing the white core, would you ink the edges? Do you want my honest answer? I never tear paper and put it on the other side. I don't like how it looks because to me it just looks upside down. But I know that's a me thing. So I still probably wouldn't. It's really hard to get great even inking on a torn edge anyway. And when I first started inking all my edges, I tried inking the torn edges and I look back and it's just so messy and not subtle at all. Right, I'm going to take these letters. I know they'll be kind of wonky here for a second. I want to see how much room it actually needs. That's probably why I left out the T. Or the. I mean, like, it was kind of looking to me like, oh yeah, that'll totally fit, because I was thinking 3 words, not 4. Okay, so if I stamp it, it's going to fit on the page, but I'm going to need something here because these are going to float. So it's like they're falling off the shelf, right? So I'm going to need an embellishment that can go in here, but I can do that. So I'll stamp it first, and then we'll be good to go. So these letter stickers were called Overlapping Alpha, and they are from Waffle Flower. We had them in the kit a few months back. Nice versatile set because you can overlap them, you can make them pristine and ink them in a way where they're going to really shine, or you can make them more subtle like this, depending on what ink and how you used to. Auntie Caffeine says, in the show, are the kids supposed to be trains too, or in train pajamas? So the kid is control, as in the person controlling the trains, like the controller of the station, yeah? So no, they're not a train, and that's why they're not on skates. They are the boss of all the trains, yeah? But they have a scene that's in legitimate pajamas, not train pajamas, nothing like that, just in pajamas. And then when they're dreaming and controlling all the trains, they wear their control jumpsuit. Make sense? Yeah. And to tie this together with what's at the bottom, I am going to come back and do this tucky up here. But while I'm here, I'm going to stamp an ampersand on the ampersand. layering. More ampersands. Just like that. All right. Alpha. See you later, Christina. Have some good rest. So, Nikki, it is that too. So, Nikki says, when I saw Starlight in 1984, I thought it was about how all the new stuff was destroying the old and how we were losing out, not a toy set. So it is about that. And we have a new hydrogen train in this revival to kind of bring that up to date, because in the 1980s version, electric trains were the brand new one. But we still have the steam trains in this, and we still have that same idea going that Rusty doesn't have a lot of hope, and he says that there's no room for steam on the railways today and things like that. But even in the original 80s version, what you were seeing was always a dream, a fever dream perhaps. But yeah, at the beginning, now Control wasn't on stage then. Control was a voice and would say that he was going to sleep. He wanted to stay up and play with his trains, but his mama or his papa, depending on which production, was sending him off to bed. And then he would narrate all the races and commentate and stuff like that. And all the different productions slightly different. Most of them, the idea was that some of the trains were birthday presents. And in this version, Control says on stage, I got a new coach for my birthday, so just you pay her some respect. She's called Pearl. And that's like the female lead. The Vegas version, which is what I saw in the 90s, the opening monologue said it was Christmas Eve. And so the trains were his Christmas presents. Don't ask me how he knew what his Christmas presents were before he opened them. I think that's part of the excitement, that they were probably better toys than what he actually had under the tree, because it's a big dream. Right here. This is where we needed to go next. Yes, so somebody pointed out I don't have a pack of die cuts in this kit. That's because we have quite a lot of die cuts waiting from previous ones, and we do have die cuts again next month. So let's see what we could pop in to this space here from any of these assorted collections of die cuts. Put a giant daisy. Camera is too big. It's a big honkin' die cut. I don't really need a big honkin' die cut. This could work somewhere. Bring in that shade of blue. Color's right, but sentiment, like motifs, not really working. Oh, here. Georgia. No. Oh, see you later, Sophia. Have a wonderful day with... Okay, I think we're back. No idea what just happened there, but there we go. Apparently, YouTube likes birds. Oh, I have flowers in this set. Victoria's like, I rarely make it to lives. This is so thrilling. Will she be back? We're back. I love that you thought it was thrilling. Technology. Yeah, the button that it uses to show you like error messages and things, it's called Stream Health, and it went from no data to stream is healthy to no data. And I'm like, what? And also, healthy? Is any of it healthy? Such a strange choice. Oh, don't dump the die cuts on the floor, Shimelle. Okay. Do I have any more flowers that match that yellow or that orange one? That's what I was just looking for. Got a little banner. And I've got that flower. Okay, let's do that. don't think we'll need the giant daisy. Okay, so we could put this one on this side because it would give me a little bit of contrast. Mostly tuck the turquoise under, but we've got a little bit of turquoise here, so it's not a problem actually. And I wanted this star back here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try this thing. Liz said when she refreshes the feed, she did get an advert. Okay, speaking of advertising, so I'm going to try this new thing that it says is less intrusive. Let's see how we make it work. Because I've never tried, so now I had a button earlier, and now I don't have a button, so that's great fun. Where did it go? Oh, here. Okay. So, oh. That's not what I thought it was going to do at all. So I think I've just added in an ad. But what I thought I was doing was it said that I could now do a side-by-side ad so that it would just run something alongside rather than take me away. Take me away. So I don't know. We're going to find out. Don't worry, I'm not starting some. I'm going to add masses of advertisements to everything. But it is worth me trying things now and then because, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, the industry's not great right now. So I need to try to see what different things work and what don't. So did you get an ad that was full screen? Or did you get an ad over to the side? Because this is one of the reasons I don't. There are many reasons that I don't use ads. And if you have YouTube Premium or whatever, you won't get ads. Like when I set it up, it said manual, and then I thought I was going to be able to choose once I hit the button. I thought it would say full screen or side by side. Okay, so you've all got full screen, and it didn't give me the thing that I had signed up for. How weird. Okay. Victoria has premium, so she's just confused, going, what are you all talking? Oh, and the ad volume came up loud? Okay, so that's not cool. All right. But thank you for being part of my experiment. Yes, Liz, if you had just seen an ad, they probably won't show you another one straight away. We can hope. So, yeah. All right. I will keep investigating. Okay, so we got little flower type things going in there now. Oh, you know what? I want this more in the foreground than that. Okay, like that. And let's bring in some confetti and some dots. All right, confetti was here, and I was going to bring in red, the orange, the blue. Makes a big difference. And then we go over to here, and we'll do red, blue. Not sure about placement of that star. Let's do hearts first. And then I've got a tiny orange one I just saw. Here it is. Take this star over to this side here. Okay, dots. They say bless you. His work from home office is downstairs from me. Yay, Corinne is going to go ahead and get the July stuff and join in. Yay. So I didn't want to overwhelm it with red, but I'm liking just enough red to have it make sense with his costume there. And I think do a little trio down here. Now this is a little bit of a different set of enamel dots because they're all one size. So it may take you a little time getting used to it. They do feel kind of different to me, but same sort of idea. Okay, and then let's do gold. So gold is fossilized amber distress spritz. It's hard for me to show you. It's about half full at this point. And you can look up in here, Jeevan Singh. What I would suggest is looking up the Starlight Express performance at the Olivier Awards. It's on YouTube. It's a thing of beauty. And it's not the whole cast. It's just Rusty and Mama. And then when you see that particular scene in the show, it's those two plus control, like they're vertical. So Mama, as the Starlight Express, is at the top. And then Rusty is on a platform in the middle, and Control is in the middle of the audience, watching them. Yeah. You feel like you're uncreative with photomats. I don't feel like I'm particularly creative with photomats, so that's funny. It's very sweet of you to say. I just take bits of paper and layer them together and then tuck stuff in. Okay. Do we think that's enough on this one? Is it feeling naked anymore? I think the die cuts and the confetti did a lot. Do I have enough confetti that I could do one more set of hearts? I've got an orange, I've got a red, I've got a baby blue. Let's do that. There we are. Okay. That is it. So let's zoom in there. And when you're doing pages that are inspired by these things, tag me, put them in the Facebook group or on your Instagram, but also tag the people who design your supplies. So if you do a title like this using that overlapping alpha, tag Waffle Flower. If you use Vicky's paper pad, tag her, yeah? Because we all love to see what you're doing, and it kind of can make your day. And designers have bad days too, and sometimes, especially if you're in the design process at the time, you're drawing something for your new collection or whatever, and we all, I mean, every designer I know, maybe there are goddess designers out there who never have this problem, but everybody I know personally who, when they're designing, we have days where the ideas are great in our head, but the drawing is not coming out on the paper or the screen how we talk, or like how we imagine it in our head. And so it's amazing to then get something back that somebody has made with your stuff and really enjoyed making it, and they like the finished product and they want to show you. It can just turn everything around. So sharing stuff with the people who make your product can actually even help design great stuff to come in other collections, because you never know when that's going to turn somebody's drawing day around, and all of a sudden they're like, actually, I know how to draw. I didn't forget. We're good. Now, I said I was going to talk to you about how am I putting more photos and more journaling in with this. So this little box will hold just their names, date, probably the name of the theater. I'm going to journal here a little bit and here a little bit. But I'm also going to put a whole bunch of backstage photos into one of these that will be on the facing page. So this is a divided page protector. This is from scrapbook.com, and there are 9 3x4 pockets, but of course both sides. So when you have a gazillion photos that you want to get into your album, but you enjoy 12x12 scrapping, you do a page like this, and then you put a whole bunch of smaller prints here to coordinate. And you can either do just photos here. You could do photos with some journaling cards. You could do photos with some journaling cards and an accent card where you pull in some of the scraps that are left over from this layout to make it match. How much of that you do is totally up to you, and it may be up to how many photos you have. If this whole sort of process blows your mind and you want to figure out how you could do that, I have a whole class about that where you see my album come to fruition over an entire year, and that's called This Year's Story. I go through 4 whole binders, and it's in that process of 12x12s, 6x12s, pocket pages, all of that sort of stuff. So you can find my whole process and work right alongside at any pace that you want in order to scrapbook hundreds of photos and make a fluid project from start to finish. I'd be happy, and you don't have to make 4 whole binders, but a couple people had joined in and said, I have so many photos, it's going to take 1 million binders. I got you. If you only want to make 1, that's too cool too. You can definitely make it smaller. But that philosophy change will help you get so much stuff done. That class is called This Year's Story. You can take just the starter class, or you can do the whole year all in. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm always glad that you're here, and I hope that you have a really creative weekend. I have not forgotten about that last layout from June, which is going to be all about his final show at Starlight, and I've got lots of gorgeous photos. Can I show you what somebody gave me? These were not taken by me. These were taken by a fan. But I've got these printed. I've got lots of photos that I took. I've got photos from a few other fans. A shot for the hair. Yes, thank you. I've got one bit of memorabilia. I have a great big sticker that is from what they put on the drinks so that you don't spill your drink on the track. And the whole time he's been in the show, I really wanted one, and I never had the nerve to ask. So the Adhesive Avenger came to the last show, and I said I wanted one, and came back with one of those. So I'm very excited to figure out what to do with my giant circle sticker. Anyway, I'm going to do that layout with the June supplies as a pre-recorded video, and I will do it as a premiere so I can be live in the live chat, and we can all chat together when it goes live. So when it's all ready, I will then let you know when that's going to happen. All right? Oh, Victoria said when the American Crafts warehouse sale was going on over the past couple months, the American Crafts staff would refer to the designers as celebrities. How sweet. That's lovely. I had no idea they did that. I definitely don't consider myself a celebrity, but it's very kind. Right. Have a wonderful weekend. If you enjoyed this, you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be super duper awesome. Thank you so much for bearing with me while I tried out that advert button that did completely different to what I expected. So thanks for not hating me for just trying it and seeing what happens. If when this goes on the replay, it tries to insert 16 million adverts, I will take them out pronto. So we'll have a look and see what happens. Thank you. See you later. Bye.